250,000 Gauls are marching toward this position. Caesar's scouts report 5 days, possibly 4. In 4 days, a relief army larger than any force Caesar has ever faced will arrive at Alesia and attempt to break the siege from outside, while Vercingetorix's 80,000 attack from inside.
The solution is engineering. Not tactics, not strategy, construction. Caesar orders the circumvallation, a continuous fortified line encircling Alesia, facing inward. 18 miles of rampart, 23 redoubts, 8 camps, 60,000 men digging.
If the engineering behind history's most audacious siege fascinates you, subscribe now. The second wall Caesar orders will turn this siege into the most terrifying trap the ancient world has ever seen.
Titus Labienus receives the order at dawn and begins organizing before Caesar finishes speaking. Senior legate, engineer general, the man who builds and fights simultaneously.
18 miles, 3 weeks comfortable. We have 4 days. Every man digs. Legionaries, auxiliaries, camp followers, every tool on the line by midday.
The circumvallation follows terrain. A ring approximately 4 miles diameter encircling the hilltop. Crosses 2 rivers, Os and Oseren. Climbs ridgelines. Cuts through forest. Construction sequence. Standardized since basic training. First, the V-ditch. 5 feet wide, 7 feet deep, sides at 60 degrees. Spoil piled as rampart base. Rate, 100 legionaries equals 100 yards of ditch in 4 hours. Behind the ditch, rampart. Compacted earth, 10 feet wide base, 5 feet tall, topped with fire-hardened stakes at 12-inch intervals, angled outward. The towers, every 80 feet. Wooden observation platform, 8 by 8 feet, 12 feet above rampart. 4 javelin men per tower, overlapping fields of fire, no section of ditch uncovered. Labienus rides the line, divides 18 miles into 6 sectors, each under a legate. Every 2 hours, a rider reports yards completed. The ring closes. By nightfall, 6 miles of ditch cut. By dawn, the rampart follows, a third complete. Inside, Vercingetorix watches. Day 2. Caesar gives the order that transforms Alesia from siege into trap. Build a second ring, facing outward, a contravallation against the relief army. The Romans sandwiched between 2 forces, protected by engineering on both sides. Labienus receives the order with professional calm. The circumvallation contains Vercingetorix. The contravallation defends against the relief. Together, a corridor between 2 hostile armies. Brilliant or suicidal.
We are building a cage, and we are inside it. If the walls hold, we win a war. If they don't, 60,000 Romans die between 2 armies with nowhere to run.
The outer ring, 21 miles, 3 miles longer. Total, 39 miles of fortification in under 3 weeks. The obstacles, Labienus's contribution. In no man's land between outer ditch and approach routes, 3 types. Stimuli, sharpened stakes, 1 foot, set at chest height, concealed in grass. A charging horse hits one at full gallop and goes down. Lilia, concealed pits, 3 feet deep, 1 foot wide, sharpened stake at bottom. Staggered quincunx grid, a running man cannot avoid them. Named after lilies. The Romans had a black sense of humor. Tribuli, iron caltrops, 4-pointed iron, 1 point always up. They penetrate sandals, hooves, scattered between lilia and ditch. The killing ground, 500 yards wide, full circumference. Any army must cross stimuli, lilia, tribuli to the ditch, 7 feet, water-filled, to the rampart, to the towers. Construction around the clock. Night shifts by torchlight. The sound. Picks, stakes, hammering. 60,000 men building the largest field fortification in Roman history. The relief army arrives. Day 14. 250,000 Gauls across the western ridgeline. They see the fortifications and understand. Not an army, but a wall. 21 miles of engineering manned by 60,000 Romans who've spent 2 weeks making it lethal. Double assault, exactly as Caesar anticipated. Vercingetorix attacks the circumvallation from inside. The relief army storms the contravallation from outside. Romans fight on 2 fronts, back to back. The contravallation holds. Gallic cavalry charges into the obstacle field. Horses stumble on stimuli. Riders fall into lilia. The advance breaks apart. Those who reach the ditch face rampart and javelins. The attack stalls. The circumvallation bends. Vercingetorix's infantry press between camps C and D. A section gives way. Palisade overthrown. Ditch partially filled. Gauls pour through the gap. Labienus commits the reserve. 6 cohorts, 3,000 men. Counterattack the breach. Engineers repair the rampart under fire. Stakes, earth, fill the gap while cohorts hold. The repair, 2 hours. Combat along 60 yards of rampart while engineers rebuild what 3,000 Gauls are pulling down. The repair holds. The ring closes again. Attacks continue 3 days, wave after wave against both lines. Lilia alone account for more casualties than the javelin towers. The obstacles absorb each attack. They aren't destroyed by assault. Day 3. Concentrated attack on a hilltop where the outer ring is weakest. Labienus commands personally. 12 hours. The line bends to breaking. Caesar sends cavalry to strike the Gallic rear. The relief army breaks. 250,000 Gauls retreat from fortifications that 60,000 Romans built in 3 weeks. Engineering defeated numbers. Vercingetorix surrenders next morning. Rides out on a white horse, circles Caesar's tribunal, dismounts, lays weapons at Caesar's feet. He surrenders not to Caesar's army, but to Caesar's walls. Labienus stands on his rampart. Inner ring, battle-scarred, intact. 18 miles of earthwork that decided the fate of Gaul and the fate of the Roman Republic. Caesar's triumph. Alesia ends the Gallic wars. 8 years, 1 million dead, 300 tribes subjugated. Caesar returns as the most powerful man in the Republic. Veteran army, Gallic gold, conqueror's reputation. The Republic cannot absorb this power. Labienus knows it. 9 years with Caesar, long enough to see ambition become appetite. The Caesar who crossed the Rubicon was a senator. The Caesar who returns from Alesia is a king in everything but title.
I built the fortification that won the war that made Caesar invincible. My engineering, my ditches, ramparts, obstacle fields, gives one man the power to end 500 years of shared government.
Labienus has served the Republic his entire career. His loyalty is to Rome, the institution, not the man. Caesar's loyalty is to Caesar. The engineering makes him militarily unstoppable. Labienus will defect. Within 3 years, when Caesar crosses the Rubicon, he will switch sides. Fight against the army he helped build, against the engineering he designed, against the doctrine he co-authored. He will lose. At Munda in 45 BC, Labienus will fall, fighting Caesar's veterans, the same men who dug the ditches at Alesia on his orders.
Labienus's engineering was flawless. The victory was total. The cost? The Republic, the Senate, 5 centuries of self-governance was higher than 39 miles of fortification was ever designed to bear. Some things should not be built this well.